Hey, hi guys, welcome back to our interesting playlist that is a mastering REFramework in UiPath. So in this video, we are going to understand how we can explain this REFramework in deep level. Okay, so like many people are going to working on this and they know like how the things is going to work. Okay, but they are not able to explain properly. So that's why I'm going to create this video. So like please concentrate on this explanation, and in case you are new, please subscribe to this channel. Yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so first of all, we are going to understand how we can get this framework. Okay, so first of all, you need to open this UiPath Studio. After opening this, you will get this option, Robotic Enterprise Framework. So just click on that. You will get the RE template. Yeah, so this is the RE framework template. Okay, so I'm going to start the explanation part. Okay, so RE framework. REFramework is a default framework which is given by UiPath to build the reversed and scalable and maintainable automation workflow. So when we can select this REFramework, so our project is more complex project, more complex exception, or sometime it's happen. Suppose I am going to use a sequence or flowchart. Execution time is not uniform. Sometimes it will take 5 seconds, sometimes 7 seconds, 10 seconds. It is not uniform. Then we can go with this REFramework. So REFramework having three state. One is the final state and seven transition. Okay, first state is the initialization. Initialization means we can perform the one time task in our project. So we have a three types of one time task. First is the project initialization. That means like getting the data from config file put into the dictionary. Okay, and that part we need to complete into the init all setting. That is the first initialization. Second initialization is known as a data initialization. What exactly data initialization means? What? Getting the data from collection or any input source and upload into the queues. So that means a dispatcher part. That means a data initialization. And that purpose we need to create a separate project. Okay, that is the second initialization. And third initialization means init all application. We need to initialize the application. Means what? We need to open that application, put the credential, whatever the one-time task in our into that application, we need to perform that, and that available into the init all application YAML. Okay, so these are three types of initialization. These are three type of initialization or one-time task. We need to perform into the initialization state. Once we complete this initialization, we have a two probability. Might be like suppose I'm trying to launch that application and put into the credential into that application. So due to low bandwidth, we'll get the error. That error is known as a system exception. Okay. So getting any kind of system exception in initialization, go into the end process. Suppose my initialization goes to successful, then my execution go into the get transition state. In get transaction state, so before the get transition state, we need to check. Yeah. So any stop request come from orchestrator. So that purpose we have a sudo stop activity which is available into the studio. Okay, it is going to check any should stop request coming from orchestrator. We have two types of stop. One is the stop and second is the kill. So while job is running, you will get that two option. Suppose user is going to click on that, that request come into that activity. Okay, so make as a true. Okay, so is it come request come from that orchestrator? If it is true, then stop the execution. Otherwise, it is going to take a new record from the collection. And collection, it can be anything. It can be queues, it can be data table, it can be array or list. Okay, it is going to get the data from that collection and set as a current transition. Once I complete this get transition state, we have a two probability. Might be I'm trying to get the data from that collection. Might be collection have don't record. So then my execution go into the end process and stop the execution. Otherwise, getting the record from that collection successfully, then go into the process state. So process state means in process transition state, we are going to perform the all repetitive task in our project, whatever that we need to perform into the process state. Once I complete this process state, we have a three probability. We have a three probability. Process state process transition state goes to successful, then my transaction item or queue item status goes to successful, and then my execution go into the get transaction state, get transition data for getting the next record. Suppose in process state getting any kind of business exception, then transition status goes to fail, not a retry, and my execution go into the get transition state, get transition data. Okay, in process state getting any kind of system exception, then my then transition status goes to retried, and my orchestrator it is going to implicitly add the same record into the orchestrator. Okay, and so this process, and after that my execution go into the initialization, and this loop will handle by consecutive system exception retry number. So where that is available into the constant seat, config constant seat. Suppose again process state getting any kind of error, again go into the initialization, again process getting any kind of system exception, again initialization. This loop will handle by that consecutive system exception retry number. Okay, so this is nothing but how we can explain the RE framework. So this is very important. This kind of explanation is very important. Okay, and yeah, yeah, thanks for watching this video. In case any query, so please comment on comment box. Okay, so thanks for watching this video.